Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Salt Mines, where we watch people have mental breakdowns over a video game. And oh, not again. Oh, it's starting immediately. Ford Festiva says, good luck, have fun. And Nazar immediately responds, Imber Race again. Apparently, they played against Protoss just before this, I guess. Ford Festiva says, true. And Nazar says, what now? What now? Carriers? Ford Festiva says, sure. Yeah, no worries, mate. Void Race says Nazar. Well, they actually got nerfed again. 4-gate blink? What now? What now? Oh my god. I already feel like we're watching. I don't know if you guys have watched those like those videos where they get like Oblivion or like Skyrim music and stick it over, NPC interactions with like crazy people on drugs in the street. They're like, what now? What now? Jesus said, what now? Cactus, what now? And you're like, what? I think Nazar's already giving off these vibes. It says, what now, 3 times. And also says, Cannon Rush, ? And is now opening with the original Bomb Cloud build. The 2 barracks in the main base. This is something Uthermal used to do years ago when he first was screwing around on his stream and in his Terran school. Before he did his Bomb Cloud 2.0 with the Planetary Fortress. And he did it because it was objectively a bad opening, but it would confuse Protoss players. You could be stupid as a fucking win the game, says Nazar. What is wrong with people? How can you have a mental breakdown before the game even starts? Your opponent hasn't even done anything to you and you've already lost the war. It's insane. So maybe it works for Terran. Okay, so he's saying, well, you can do stupid stuff and win, so maybe I can. For some reason, he's building a second deep. I guess he needs it for 2 barracks production, and is now building a 3rd barracks and an orbital. Nazar doing probably the worst build I've ever seen, guys. There was diamond borders on these players in the load screen. I'm guessing diamond 3 because the APM is pretty low, but this is still. I mean, Ford Festiva is going to scout in here and is like, what the hell? Really? You're just going to go 3 barracks? I mean, it's easy. As the Protoss, you just build a bit of extra production and defend your natural. You're on 2 base first 1 against a dude making unupgraded Marines. Nazar's making 4 and 5 barracks? Oh my god. Guys, so the only way unupgraded Marines works is if you hide the barracks, you proxy them, and you surprise them. So what you could do is you could get 1 barracks, depot, wall off, so they block scouting, then build 4 barracks, and then do a big surprise attack. Or you could hide all the barracks close to their base and do a quick rush. So you either want urgency or surprise, right? With something like this that's incredibly committed and very low tech and easily counterable. Instead, Nazar has gone for the, I'm going to let you scout exactly what I'm doing. I'm also going to have it rallying across one of the longest rush distance maps in the pool. And I'm just going to hope that you're incompetent. So far, Ford Festiva gets a 2nd gate and a robo and even a 3rd gate, which is going to give plenty of production to defend all this. And where is Stargate, says Nazar? Wait. This is Nazar's genius strategy. They just lost a game to a Protoss playing Skytoss before this. And Nazar's like, well, how do you counter Skytoss? Opens Google. How do I beat Skytoss with Terran? Finds people saying, well, Marines beat that, right? Now, of course, preferably you want stim, combat shields, and attack upgrades and medevacs. Nazar is like, no. I'll mass Marines on 1 base before scouting. And then I'll go like, you forgot how to build Stargates? What's wrong with you? You forgot? You forgot how to build it? Meanwhile, Festiva's just like making a robo base so I can make Colossus, making more gateways. I mean, funnily enough, Ford Festiva is actually building so few units that they would die if the Marines just A-moved right now. Or if not die, at least lose their natural. But Nazar not only showed what they were doing and telegraphed it, they're now also taking forever to move out while still building SCVs. Why are you building SCVs instead of Marines, right? There was a gap in Marine production, but no SCVs. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. How is this player in Diamond? I mean, there's like people. I reckon someone in chats in the comment section is already gonna be like, well, he's down ranking. He's trying to just do this to get easier opponents. It's like, I mean, why wouldn't you just leave games? There's no punishment for that in StarCraft. It's still a shitty practice, but I honestly. I think Nazar has actually died to a Protoss player playing Skytoss before this, and now their brain is broken. The Marines come in and kill the Adapted. Meanwhile, Festiva's like, yep, that's a lot of Marines. And as long as he uses Guardian Shield and gets a few Colossus out, I mean, he's going to obliterate Marines, especially Marines with no stim. A single Colossus can actually just shoot, move back, and kill pretty much unlimited Marines. This is the worst strategy I've seen in a while. Yeah, what is going on in someone's mind to fall apart this hard? They lose a game. You know what? It's the rage queue, isn't it? I do this sometimes. You guys know, like, especially if you're late at night, you're kind of tired, but then you stop gaming for the joy of gaming. Does anyone do this? But it's all about the victory screen. You just like, I just want that hit of dopamine when I get that victory screen. If I just get that, and you just keep queuing and losing more and more games and getting more and more irrational and angry to the point where you're barely playing the game, you're half asleep, you're like, I need that fucking hit. That's the point where addiction kicks in hard. In any normal game, you win because you are better in that shit. You win because you are Protoss. Okay, that's... You are better in that shit. Okay, so you're in a normal game, you're better because you're Protoss. And we're going to prove that by playing a normal game, guys. Nazar here is going to prove Protoss is better in a normal game by going 35 workers on one base and then only starting an expansion at the 6-minute mark and moving out at 6 minutes with 50 unupgraded Marines. Way to prove a point, guys. This is amazing. Nazar right now is coming out here with facts and logic, you know? I just feel like we are seeing, you know, this soy boy Protoss is gonna get owned by this Marine who's speaking the truth. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about. Ford Festivus here, like, oh, lasers, oh, I'm in touch with my feelings. Meanwhile, Nazar's like, how about men with guns? Let's go. Nazar even tries to do a little bit of a pre-split before the attack starts, even pulls Marines forward. Nazar's got impressive mechanics combined with perhaps the stupidest strategy I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh my god, he's trying to focus the Colossus down. The Colossus with the battery overcharge healing gets 27 Marine kills. And in that fight, guys, 50 Marines died for 2 Stalkers. The Adept died earlier than that. Did I kill someone, says Nazar. Yes, you got 2 Stalkers, buddy. Congrats, Festivus. Like, yeah, probably, I guess something probably died. Not much, though. At least one unit. It was 2. It was 2. You are correct, Nazar. And now this is where you drop the hammer. My point's proven. Protoss is better in a normal game. This is actually, I love it. To me, I sometimes, you know, people go, oh, I can't believe people have time for this. For me, it puts a smile on my face. I go, can you guys believe that someone has enough time in their schedule, in our busy modern lives, they can spend their day doing whatever the hell you call what Nazar's doing right now? I mean, that's incredible. Just think about it, guys. It gives me joy that someone has the freedom to spend their day doing this. If anything makes me excited to live in this world, this is the video game that makes it. Let's see what the final comment is. See how Ember Protoss is? Oh. Ooh. I mean, Nazar barely even played StarCraft here. Surprisingly, is actually spending their money in building units. But yeah, I mean, this is drunk craft if I've ever seen it. Drunk, depressed craft. This is the very strange area of the StarCraft ladder where basically, I mean, the funny thing is, I imagine basically Ford Festivus is just like, look, I played one game against Protoss, and sorry, not Ford Festivus, and Nazar is probably like, I played one game versus Protoss, I'm a bit tilted, having a bad day. Let's hope Nazar logged off after this, came back the next day and actually played some proper games. This game is so broken, it's insane. GG. Just sat there in 8 minutes complaining and setting up the situation where it's like, look, I did nothing and then I lost. How did I lose? Ugh. I mean, an absolute pity party, but making the opponent stay in the game for 8 minutes. I don't know if anyone won from that. I hope Ford Festivus enjoyed those ladder points though, because they played a solid game. They got the win. All right, well, I think we can see exactly what is going on, guys. You know, sometimes there's a mystery. What's the topic today? What replays has Doc got for me to cast? Well, Nazar's here again, guys. In the top right, playing Terran. Back on Stargazers. Fexai in the top left, the Zerg player. Says, good luck, have fun. No response just yet. But I almost feel like it's about to come, right? I mean, we see the same player twice. Who knows? Maybe this is the twist. Maybe this is the old upside down, topsy-turvy. Nazar's actually really friendly and compliments the opponent. That would be a crazy twist. That would be a very, very funny twist. But let's just say I'm not counting on it, as it is EVT on Stargazers, and Nazar's going 2 depots before barracks? Guys, there is... And now... What? And then building a barracks behind the mineral line instead of walling off versus Zerg, where walls are absolutely essential. Oh my god. This player is awful. What are they doing? Why would you think you need 2 supply depots? You've got like 15 free supply now. This is so dumb. Meanwhile, Fexai goes for a hatchery first at a pretty normal timing there. Yeah, this looks like a pretty standard build. Fexai's like doing a proper build order. Like I said, it was a diamond border. I didn't look at the border on the replay of this game, but I imagine this was diamond. And again, 2 barracks before expand. Holy crap. You know what? I was saying maybe they went and looked up the counter to Skytoss in that last game. Maybe, actually, Nazar is one of these players who gets angry playing a game and has never, ever looked up how to play better. Because they do exist. There's people who are just like, I like to figure games out on my own. And I'm like, oh, that's cool if you're enjoying it. But the moment you're frustrated that a game is confusing and not making sense and you can't understand why you're losing, I gotta go out on a limb here and say, maybe, just maybe, you should go to Google and look up some videos on how to play better bronze to GM. Go on Reddit, all things Terran. How do I improve my strategy against Protoss? This is an appalling build. This is just so awful. So it's a 1-base stim build, building, not even getting a reactor, and for some reason getting 2 gases on 1 base, which Marines are very mineral heavy. You only really need 1 gas to get stim, shields, +1. So there's no way going bio on 1 base with 2 gases makes sense here. Obviously, you can get factory and starport and do it like it's just a 1-base bio one, but a 4th barracks comes down as well. And no scouting or anything. Oh, 76 APM. Once again, the APM is pretty low for the Zerg as well, so maybe it is more like Platinum League. I mean, this is obviously earlier than that other replay because this is the previous map pool compared to Gressman. So maybe slightly lower level, but Fexai goes for an inject in the main, goes for an inject. I mean, this is a tight build for the Zerg player. The Overlord positioning is not great. The Zerg doesn't actually know what's going on at all, but you know, the fundamentals of like taking a few bases and macroing up, even pulling off gas, looks pretty solid. Whereas Nazar's strategy can best be described as doing things in a random order. Hats off to Nazar though. I think Nazar probably has the lowest time supply blocked of any player ever. I don't think they got supply blocked once in that last game, and they're not going to get supply blocked in this game either. And they're going to mass Marines on 1 base. Now, I want to get in the head of Nazar, so we can go to Nazar's camera. Now, guys, I always tell people, if you're just sitting in your corner, obsessing over what the opponent might be doing at you, you're going to lose every StarCraft game, and you're going to get in your own head. And right now, he is individually arranging Marines on top of the ramp is Nazar. I say he, could be a she. I just have a certain image of the he playing the game. Yeah.
Complete.
There's a lot of hair on this area. You know what you guys know what I'm saying. I'm just saying, there's a lot of hair there. There's a certain sort of attitude. They have a 4chan tab and an 8chan tab open on the second monitor that they're kind of browsing while they play. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, Stim is done. Shields is on the way. Lots of Marines are massing here. And yeah, basically completely blind. StarCraft is a very confusing game if you play completely blind. I gotta say, like, because it just feels like you never know the context of what you're going on. Like I always say, when I get angry in StarCraft, it's because I misread what was happening in the game and it felt like this thing came out of nowhere and was kind of unfair. So if you play this blind and you're just sitting there like just building things and then attacking at a random moment in the game, no scouting, no information denial. Once again, we're just showing the mass Marine to the opponent, right? It's like you're committing to what is essentially a big 1 base all in, but you just showed him all your Marines. If you just left like 2 Marines at the ramp and the rest hidden in the back, the most basic element of strategy could have meant this would have worked. But instead you've shown it over a minute ahead of time, and now the Zerg just builds a wall of spines, a paling nest, and is going to be so prepared for this. Oh, Marines do not do good versus Spines. Spines have 2 armor, and they outrange the Marine by 2. So it actually, each Marine's only doing 4 damage a shot to it, guys. 300 hit points, plus you got transfuse. Like, it takes forever for Marines to kill the Spines, and the Spines are shooting them. And if you're running into range of the Spines, the Banelings run forward, you're screwed. Oh, what? Are you kidding me? Nazar lifts the main. Guys, none of these patches were about to mine. Is this player drunk? I don't... Guys. Okay, there's no way this got sent in by Nazar, right? To try to get featured? No, I think my conspiracy theory brain is going off there. There's no way. What is this? What are you doing? Nazar, and Nazar's still building SCVs on 1 base. Nazar just doesn't understand how to play StarCraft. This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Fexai is not playing at a high level, guys. Look, it's completely frozen up under the pressure of this. Has not put back on gas. Is trying to just make banelings, but is not spending the money, nor taking the inside base. I mean, Fexai's like, whoa, what's happening? Is kind of confused. More Marines coming out. Fexai might actually struggle with this just because the Marine count could overwhelm since the Zerg isn't really evolving their play. But as gas comes in, more banelings will be able to morph. No lair or evo chambers, but that's all right. Factory going down for Nazar, who's like, that'll help me with my one base all in. Let's get a factory. That's a lot of Marines. But you need to make sure you actually shoot the banelings down. And I guarantee you, Nazar has terrible focus fire. The problem for Fexai is the banelings have to go through that choke point and that choke point. But, trying to stutter step here. Not very good stutter step. It was okay, but not good enough. And now is this... Oh, and he runs into the baneling! Runs into the baneling. Nazar with some god-awful micro there. Wow. And as long as the queens get back to the spines, they are all good. Goes after the queen, the transfuses. Oh my god, the transfuses yet again. Nazar goes in, focusing a unit that's getting healed exactly the same as the last game. And I've got to say, you can see where the rage is going to come from. There is something, I feel like I just want that queen kill, and he just keeps getting transfused on red hit points. Oh no. Imba race, says Nazar. Bad opening, says Fexai. I mean, Fexai, yeah, definitely. Fexai really needs to learn how to build hatcheries right now, though. Please take 5 hatcheries. Spend your money, Fexai. You could win this game. Fexai is still droning up, but is already way overdroned on 2 bases. I think a little bit thrown off by the shit talk of the opponent, and does accidentally run into that. Now tanks. It's going to be Marine tank. I love how Nazar's one of these players who, like, the first wave of really bad all-in doesn't work, and they just stay in the game. It's the best opening in the world, says Nazar, as they start a command center 8 minutes into the game. The crazy thing is, these replays were probably sent to me months apart, I would imagine, at least weeks apart, different seasons. And yet, Nazar's doing basically the exact same thing with almost no evolution to their play. They're like, well, in this game, if I see a wall of spines, I make a factory reactively and make 1 siege tank. It's like, what? The Zerg's taking a bunch of hatcheries, but actually has no army right now. Wait, oh no, there's 12 Banes somewhere. Oh, Banes on the ramp, but they don't really get much. Yeah, a Zerg player is a bit disorganized right now as Fexai might be in trouble against this. Nazar's main base is absolutely confusing. Fexai floating in with overlords and is like, what am I even looking at right now? I don't know, buddy. This is one of the most confusing things. I've seen Silver League players where I look at their gameplay and I understand their plan. Nazar's not even sieging his tank in range. And then he just stims into the spines and queens. He's trying to get the queens down so they can't transfuse, but then he just leaves the tank behind. That's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Nazar. Oh, you absolute donkey. It's like, That siege tank doesn't shoot from 3 screens away? Wow, this isn't an artillery from Dark Reign. Completely embrace. This is incredible to me. Like, nothing adds up. Retook the gases, never saturated them. Always floats the bases down really. And the thing is, the amount of clicking that Nazar's doing, if anything Nazar did made sense, Nazar could easily be playing at plus 1,000 MMR to what they are here. This is wild. This is absolutely wild. The Zerg player is just building more drones here, so please just make army and go win the game, dude. You've been at triple the economy for the last 5 minutes. Is it possible that you didn't win with Marines without medevacs, says Fexai? Nazar, I'd love to hear the response to this. Nazar, of course, going mass Marine in both the replays we've seen. What is Meravec? What is Meravec? Wow. Okay, I love it. Nazar's going to siege the tanks forward here. Once again, out of range of anything. Fex is like, it's the air unit that heals, like the core part of playing Marines with Terran. Once again, Nazar stims way in front of the tanks. There's no need to do that, you freaking donkey. Oh no! Does get a bunch of the drones. That's almost meaningful if it wasn't for the fact that the Zerg is still up at more than double the economy. The Lings are going to try to run in on their own. Nazar playing very fancy there, gets a siege tank kill. And does drag some friendly fire into the other ones, but going in a little bit of disarray, the Marines are going to pull back, and it looks like Nazar does hold the position. Fexai is still floating thousands of resources. He's going to need to spend that money at some point here, but is actually in a bit of trouble with this position. If the army was rallying there, I actually think Nazar could win this game. That's what's crazy. If Nazar had all these extra Marines, 30 Marines, because Fexai just never spent the money and got on top of the production. Fexai's never been able to get that lava machine going. The Marines and the tank should be able to defend this last round of Zerglings, but not before the tank goes down. Or does it? Oh, the siege tank survived. 17 killed siege tank, but of course the next round of Lings will chase it down. Starport's on the way. Guys, Starport's on the way. Nazar's following the advice. Nazar is actually learning. Incapable of ever Googling what a medevac is, but the opponent tells them about it. Nazar opens up the SCV, looks in the bottom right at the build structures tab and goes, Starport. Oh, I've never seen that before. Genius. Nazar adapting on the fly, and Fexai making a critical mistake teaching their opponent what they should do to win the game. Now, it looks like Lurkers will be on the way for Fexai. Fexai still not really continuing production here. Nazar is getting another command, and it's still, that main is just, it's like there's so many resources just sitting there to be mined, but fair enough. Siege tanks are popping out trapped now. Built the starport in a position where now the siege tanks can't get out unless he pops them up here and lowers those depots, and they'll have to go all the way around the top. But I don't think Nazar's noticed that. So Nazar's probably gonna have this next tank pop out right here. Yep, that's also stuck. Well done, Nazar. Let's go to Nazar's camera and see if Nazar looks at it and notices. So there's Marines on the watchtower, still building SCVs for oversaturated bases, building more Marines. No Evo chambers, no engineering bay upgrades, but double engineering bay does go down in the main. And look at that, guys. The tanks are there, but I don't think Nazar realizes. Those tanks are on the screen trapped. I don't think Nazar has any idea. Let's bring up the control groups. Nazar does not have an army control group. Not a big surprise there, I gotta say. I think the next tank is still going to fit, popping out next to that other tank, guys. Let's watch it. Let's watch it. Yeah, it does. Oh my god, 3 tanks stuck there. Oh, Nazar, you absolute baboon. What a monkey. I love it. Hive is on the way right now. Double Nidus Worm. So Fexai's thinking about doing a Lurker backstab. And it looks like, oh, the medevacs are actually used to ferry the tanks out, guys. That's something most players would struggle so hard with. Nazar's so good at clicking on things, and like this is all hands, no brain for Nazar. Just constant balance winding. I love it. And the Nidus Worm's gonna go up there. Uh-oh. Do we know what that sound means, Nazar? Are we gonna turn around? Nope, no reaction. What is that? What is that? Nazar legitimately, I'm telling you guys, Nazar has never watched a video of Pro StarCraft and doesn't know what anything is. Nazar is one of these players who has literally never Googled anything. Why are you complaining if you don't even know the game, says Fexai? A very valid point. Nazar's like, mate, I know how to stim and run forwards and click on things. That's the only reason I play this game. And it's bullshit that it stopped winning me games here in Platinum 1, Diamond 3. It is absolute bullshit. I want to keep winning games. Marine Marauder Siege Tank coming on forwards. We've got the Baneling Zergling in the main. I mean, I'm amazed it's Diamond 3 even. To be fair, it does look like he'd definitely cap out in Plat League, but who knows? Maybe just by doing stuff that's so surprising it works out sometimes. The production's getting ransacked. The army continuing to F2 across the map. Lurkers on the ramp! Don't stay! Okay, he actually does pull back wisely. Nazar pulls back. Oh my god, please go back up that ramp. I really want to see the bio run up a ramp into Lurkers. It would just make me so bloody randy. Funnily enough, the Zerg is also F2ing their army home from the Nidus Worm, guys. This here is peak StarCraft control. 2 players F2, only 1 player will come out of the arena alive. That base to the south is still alive. Nazar doesn't seem to realize it's there, even though the creeps are right in front of him. Looks like these Marines will eventually clean up these Zerglings despite being down 4 upgrades. The Lings are way better than them in a head-to-head. That siege tank does go down. The Lurker's running down the ramp, very dangerous. Nazar, you need to... Oh my god, what are you doing? You need scans. You need scans to deal with that. Nazar has only 2 orbitals right now. Uh-oh. The Lurkers do break the siege tanks. What a scrappy game. The Marine Marauder Siege Tank medevac hanging out there. Third base is there. Natural is there. Main is not mining. We've got a new third base out the front. The gold base is mining for Fexai as well. Let's look at the units lost up. To be fair, Nazar's traded very well because Fexai's always just been way down on army and been trickling units in. So the Lurkers are going to get taken out. Look at that. Nazar even spread out a little bit there. You could tell Nazar... Oh, but he runs out of scans. That's hilarious. Nazar does not have enough scans. Has another scan that's about to get ready. But having a scan once at a time to kill each Lurker is just a massive nightmare. Fexai is going to expand around the bottom side of the map. I love it. The Ling's getting into production. Go, 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 go. And at this point, Nazar is probably in the closest approximation of a macro game they've ever been in. Nazar's like, yeah, See how imber it is? They just keep popping units out. Still has not found the Nidus Worm and does not seem to understand where these units are coming from. I don't think Nazar even knows there's lurkers where his main used to be. Scan does take out the lurker there. That base is going to go down. It's a lot of drones. It's a lot of drones in the open, but Nazar's just going to let them walk away. Oh, that siege tank's going to get some deadly shots, though. Oh, it shoots the queen, though. It shoots the fighting unit. That's unfortunate for him. And it looks like those drones are going to transfer away. Fexai, oh no. Try to go 3-3 Ultra Cavern. I love how Fexai is like the classic player who makes all the different units, lots of upgrades, lots of tech, but just never builds more than one round of anything and then has fun microing them, which is a pretty fun way to play StarCraft. It's definitely not effective, but it's actually very fun because you're like, I make 5 lurkers and then I micro them. I make 7 hydras and then I micro them. I made 12 zerglings and I micro them. And the funny thing is, if you make 3-3 ultras, they're going to have 7 armor versus marines that will do half a damage a shot to them. Marauders will do next to no damage to them. I mean, it'll be a very nasty situation all around. That scan's going to run out, and these lurkers could move down and siege from the high ground. I mean, Nazar's in a winning position, 84 supply, but you need to actually go win the game in order to win the game. There's only 2 lurkers there. If he stims and wins, it'll be good. Remember, even now, the lurkers have 3 armor, so the marines do very little damage to them. The bio's going to stim up there. I love that he F2'd and stimmed the entire army from across the map. 13 medevacs, so more than enough medevac healing to actually heal them. Nazar took the advice of Fexai to heart. I love it. Nazar legitimately, we never saw them build a medevac, said, what is medevac? And then goes 13 medevacs, which is more than you ever really need. Amazing play. Amazing game. And starting +1 upgrade. Remember, the eBays got killed earlier. 6 ultras are building right now, but no chitinous plating. So Fexai's forgotten. Chitinous plating +2 armor on those ultras is such a huge upgrade. New Nidus Worm popping up down the bottom side. Spines going down there as well. And a lot more hatcheries. Fexai finally building more hatcheries now. The problem is only doing it after the income is mostly dried up. So Fexai needs to move these workers to mine those different bases. Ultras do find this siege tank. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Does get quite a few shots off, but the Ultra is now running around the map. Nazar says, lol. What is that? Still doesn't know what it is. This has got to be trolling. But the thing is, like, I look at the way Nazar's playing the game, and it's like, it's one of those things. People can be like, oh, Nazar's clearly a troll and is just saying dumb things for attention or something. And I'm like, I don't disagree with it, but I also look at the way Nazar's playing the game and like is microing things quite a lot while also microing them in very stupid ways. Doing a build that makes no sense and just using mechanics like lift off from the main for the sake of using it with no logical intention. It feels like Nazar has vague ideas about how to play StarCraft, but is seeing the game through an acid-fueled haze. It really feels like if it's seeing fractals right now. The Ultra with +3 armor. It's got 5 armor. Oh my god, it took so many shots to kill it. That is so freaking funny. This game is broken. We have to understand that. Remember, guys, remember how this episode started. What now? What now? What now? Game is broken. Game is broken. What now? And I really feel it's continuing in that vein. Kindness plating is being remembered. Guys, that'll bring the Ultras up to 7 armor. Even Marauders will only be doing 15 damage a shot, and they're meant to do a lot more. And you know there's Ultras, and you build 4 reactors. If Nazar just builds tech labs here and makes Marauders, there's no way Nazar could lose. I mean, to be fair, the bank has been spent, and Zerg is now ahead on army supply, which is kind of bizarre to me because it's not that many army units. How is there 5 ultras? Oh, I guess 7 ultras. 7 times 6 is a lot of supply. Oh, another ultra does go down. Moving in. But oh my god, the +3 carapace versus +1 bio weapons. Dude, these Zerg units are tanky. These Marines not doing much damage. The Zerg! No! Don't attack like the Zerg is attacking in a big hot mess. But here come those 5 armor ultralisks. Kindness plating isn't done yet. The bio gonna try and start a step back, but they haven't stimmed. You gotta get out of there. You can't fight those ultras with so few bio units. Look! Wook! 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 Nazar turning into the librarian from Discworld for a second there for Mac Morkborg. Look, I can't do damage, says Nazar. That's because you have +1 weapons and he has +3 armor. You sure do damage, says Fexai. Just not a lot of it, dummy. The Marines there. I may be putting words in Fexai's mouth, but let's be real. The medevacs are just sitting there. Nazar, I want to hear the next complaint, buddy. Come on, show us what you got. I can't kill one of this huge idiots. One of this huge idiots. I love it. I don't know why that's so funny. I've never heard an Ultralisk call that before. I can't kill one of these huge idiots. That's got to be one of the greatest things. Look at this Ultra. It's taking so little damage. It's insane. Even the Siege Tank is not doing much to it. You kill me in 1 second. That's what's supposed to happen. I mean, Fexai is just like, what is going on? This is a pretty fun game for Fexai, I think. You're saying that this is normal? It's about as normal as your spelling of normal, Nazar. Yeah, they are tanky. Yeah, look, what now? Look, what now? This game is broken. We have to understand. I can't do anything. What now? I mean, I really feel like Nazar is an NPC. Like we said it at the start, but I can feel, yeah, I can absolutely feel like just one of those crazy people on the street that people have recorded and put that Elder Scrolls music over 100%. I didn't even kill one of them. And you were saying that is normal. You already said that. They're good against Marines, says Fexai. Nazar says, LOL. I like how Nazar has probably got the best advice they've ever got today about building Maravax. It says, broken game, LOL, Imba Race. Good game. Gotta build Ghost of Marauders. That final interaction was my favorite from the whole game. It's absolutely the NPC switch. Like, LOL, broken game, Imba Race. Good game. And they just do the NPC walk off and just get stuck on a wall, and they're just doing this one. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching an NPC try and play StarCraft. It turns out it's a rather peculiar and surprisingly competitive experience. If you guys have any bizarre, crazy rage, weirdos just having weird reactions, please send your replays in descriptions below. And don't forget to check out the Patreon if you're enjoying the show. Please check it out. Big thanks to Jacob G and Max San, our big supporters, as well as everyone else who's hopped on the Patreon. Links below in the Discord if you do want to do so. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next episode, everybody. Goodbye and good night.